JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 22nd of December 2020. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's afternoon session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a view of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest, and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yeah, feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top. Now, so jumping into the charts, the first one I want to pick up here is the German DAX. Now, as you can see, it remained today above this upside line. This is what I talked about this morning, and what I was also saying that I'm going to keep an eye on this barrier, this 13,460 territory, which currently is doing its job as a resistance area. So, and for now, I mean, if you want to aim for some higher levels, again, I'll stick to the same idea that I've mentioned this morning. I would like to see a nice good pop in a daily close above this 13,460 level again, in order to aim for some higher levels. In terms of the downside, I would need to see a drop below this upside line, but also in addition to that, maybe see a drop below that 13,000 territory could do the trick for more sellers. Now, jumping into another index, and this one's a Dow Jones, the US index, and here after the index kind of found good resistance here last week near the 30,433 territory. Yesterday it sold off heavily initially, but it then kind of quickly picked up the pace here, and yep, ended the day in slightly in the positive territory. Now, the idea that I talked about previously on this one was that we might be seeing here a possible rising channel pattern, but that got violated, and basically that's no longer kind of valid. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to keep, just for the sake of it, I'm going to keep this upper kind of a line here which captures the tops just for now. Yep, I'm gonna, for now, I'm gonna, if I want to look at some lower levels, well, basically I will need to see a breakthrough one of the key support zones. Now, so one of the levels that I'm going to be keeping an eye on will be this one right here, the low of the 11th of December near the 29,821 level. A nice good drop below it, of course, would already have the price below the 21-day EMA, and maybe more sellers could see this as a good opportunity to step in. So let's keep an eye on that one. For now, like I said, it's quite an interesting moment here. What you could do here as well is to keep an eye on the Friday's low, which is roughly around the 30,030 territory. So in other words, near that psychological 30,000 mark. So if we get a drop below that, then maybe, yep, it could increase the chances for this index to drift lower. However, we would still have the 21-day EMA shown here as the yellow line to overcome. So that's why I don't probably get the bears should not their hopes up yet if we get a drop below that psychological 30,000 territory. But of course, it could be a good start. Now, if we take a look at the cash index and where it's currently sitting, at. It's currently sitting near the 30,200 level, so basically still below the all-time high, but yep, above this hurdle, above this 30,000 territory, but slightly below yesterday's close. So basically somewhere around here, not far from yesterday's close, but again, we need a confirmation breakthrough one of the levels here before we could consider the next let's say directional move. For now, I'm leaning a little bit more towards the upside. However, I would like to see a break above the 30,343 territory first before, let's say, targeting higher levels. WTI oil in here, it's oh, actually, it's not WTI oil that I wanted to pick up, because the WTI oil I looked at this morning. Let's quickly pick up on Brent, guys. It's a similar situation, but I haven't looked at Brent for quite a while. So let me just quickly pick up on that one. So here, if you remember from this morning, we have this upside line, which was holding WTI oil still. However, slightly different picture here on Brent oil, where we can see that we already broke this upside line, the short-term upside support line drawn from the low of the 2nd of December. Now, of course, don't get me wrong, we could start drawing a bunch of upside lines here. However, all of them will still remain tentative. So yeah, the fact that we managed to break this upside line is, of course, a bit of a bearish indication. However, if previously when I looked at Brent oil, I said to you guys that keep your eyes on this upside line, but if that gets broken, the next area to monitor is this 49.06 level, roughly around here, which also coincides with the 21-day EMA. So yep, if we get a drop below that, and if we get that daily candle staying below this area, now that's where it could become a little bit more interesting for more sellers. So keep your eyes on that one, guys. Also, jumping into silver, silver here is well, it's, to be honest, it's stuck. Yesterday we had a good push higher. It failed to reach that 27.62 territory I talked about. Instead, it reached the high of the 16th of September here, near the 27.44 level, and kind of drifted back down. So on the positive note, the commodity still remains above this upside line. So yep, in a way, there is still a chance for the bulls to step in somewhere around here, even if the commodity declines here a little bit lower. But if it does that, as long as the upside line remains intact, yes, we'll continue targeting the upside. But if that gets broken and we see the price falling below the 24.86 territory, somewhere around here, now that's where it could become a little bit more interesting for a few more sellers. Now, Bitcoin Cash. Here, quick update. Bitcoin Cash is... well, I should say, yesterday it did try to push above the highest point of November. It did so. Okay, great news. However, it failed to stay above it. So as you can see, instead it drifted higher, broke this area, but then quickly reversed sharply to the downside here. And today we saw a nice move lower where the crypto tested the area near this 297.70 territory, which also is around this 21-day EMA. So in other words, this 21-day EMA continues to provide some sort of decent support. Now, if we want to look at some higher levels, guys, I mean, given that this is a very tricky situation here right now, of course, as long as this crypto trades above this upside line, then yes, in a way, the trend is still to the upside. However, if we get a push above this 371.70 territory, probably that's where I'm going to get a little bit more excited with the upside, because what I don't want, or I should say, what I'm currently thinking that might happen here is maybe we'll form a possible ascending triangle here. But again, that's too early to talk about that. Probably for such an idea, I would need to see a push lower here. And if we actually do see a nice drop lower here below this 297.17, then yes, I'll aim for this upside line, which could provide a bit of support. And if this upside line does provide good support and we see a nice rebound here back to the upside, well, well, basically, it could end up moving towards this 371.70 territory. So something for you guys to keep an eye on. But again, for now, it's we're a little bit stuck here. I would even say, like I said, for me, let's put it this way. For me, Bitcoin Cash here could become interesting if we get a move lower here, we test this upside line and we struggle to overcome it. Then yes, it could become very interesting. We could see a nice rebound, because in a way it could travel higher once again. If it does that, still probably I'll keep an eye on this 371.70 territory just to be a little bit more on the safe side. Now jumping into a few pairs, AUD, NZD. So although we had another break of this downside line taken from the high of the 18th of August, still guys, as you can see, it's kind of coiling up, it's kind of getting squeezed still. It's struggling to either break this short-term upside support line drawn from the low of the 2nd of December, or is struggling to stay above this downside line, which, I mean, okay, broke it to the upside, great, but it's struggling to remain above it, so that's not really working out well for us. If we finally see that daily candle remaining above this downside line, then yes, we'll aim for some higher levels. Initially, of course, we'll target this highest point of November near the 1.0759 territory, but if that gets broken, now that's where it could become a little bit even more, well, not a little bit, but even more interesting for more buyers. Now, jumping into USD CAD quickly here. So the pair is continuing to push higher. However, it's struggling to reach the highs of yesterday, or the high of yesterday, which is, by the way, roughly near this level right here, the 1.2957. Of course, for now, as long as the rate remains above the 21-day EMA here, I will continue targeting the upside. If it somehow drops back below the 21-day EMA, well, I mean, we could consider maybe a bit of a decline here, a push maybe back towards this 1.2688 level, and then we could take it from there. But all eyes still are on this 21-day EMA. Now, US dollar against the Russian ruble, something that I haven't looked at for quite a while, but I do like to look at these instruments sometimes, these assets. And yep, they sometimes do present themselves with nice trading opportunity. For now, looking at this picture, we had a fantastic move here to the upside. Of course, that's a little bit, or I wouldn't say a little bit, but mainly driven by oil prices falling down, because as we know, that the Russian economy is heavily dependent on the natural resources sector. So on their natural resources sector, and here, for example, you can see that the Russian ruble did weaken a little bit here, and it pushed back above this 21-day EMA yesterday, and today it's climbing already above the 100-day EMA. So what I'm going to do here is, of course, I'm going to keep an eye on some of these key support and resistance levels. Now, one of the levels here that I'm watching is this 75.31 territory, which is the low of the, or actually that's the lowest point of November, guys. So previously it acted as a good area of support. Now it could take the role of resistance, and let's see where this daily candle is going to end today. If it stays above it, then my next target is the high of the 30th of November near the 76.59 level, and then we'll take it from there. But for now, everything's looking quite positive here, because as you can see, also, we've managed to break this downside line here. So in a way, everything's kind of leaning a little bit more towards the upside. And for now, I'm keeping an eye on this 75.31 level. If we see the daily candle staying above it, then yes, higher levels could be met. GBP Aussie, very quick update here. Initially, we did try to push higher, but look at this beautiful level here. There's a 1.7840. It continued to provide resistance. Now, I talked about this recently, and basically, for me, what I needed to see here is a nice, good push above this barrier. I would like to see also a daily candle staying above this 1.7840 zone in order to get a little bit more excited with the upside. For now, I'm not really getting that. So yep, I'm gonna take a bit of a neutral stand, because I'm not even gonna take a kind of a negative stand, because to be honest, it's last time when I looked at this one, I was talking about this level, the 1.7765 territory, but in a way, even though it got violated, still the next kind of candle was a push higher as well. It basically didn't really work out, so we have to admit that, or I should have to admit that. But now what I'm going to be looking at here probably is looking at this kind of recent price action. I'm going to take a look at this inside swing high here of the 11th of December. So that's near the 1.7685 level. Now, if we get a break, below that, and we do see the daily candle staying below it, then maybe this could be that kind of trigger point for where more sellers could join in. But at the moment, I'm kind of neutral actually, and to be honest, I'm keeping an eye. Whatever relates to the pound nowadays, going up until 31st of December, or maybe even the first week of January, I'm gonna take a bit of a careful approach, guys. And if it doesn't, let's say, work with my initial analysis, I'm not really touching the pound pairs, because again, it's very risky right now, because every day we have different news coming out from UK or in relation to UK. So yeah, that's why this whole period up until the 31st of December, be very careful with the pound pairs. And finally, EURUSD. So the pair is drifting lower, and if you remember my morning video, guys, I couldn't remember basically the pattern, this pattern that I was trying to kind of remember here, which the euro dollar seems to be forming right now, and it apparently it's called the bullish 3. I mean, which it's kind of a continuation pattern, which means that basically we had a move higher here, strong move higher, but now we're seeing these 3 candles kind of dropping lower, but they're still not exceeding. The 3 candles are not exceeding the body size here of this one bullish candles, which means that even we might see another push lower, but if it's still, let's say, stays somewhere within the boundaries of this bullish candle, then maybe the next candle could be that bullish one, and we could see a nice push higher. So again, for now, I'm keeping this idea in my head. Let's see if it works out or not. If it doesn't, okay, we'll back to the drawing board. But if it does, then yep, could be quite interesting. If you're a little bit more skeptical and the cautious side, well, you could just keep an eye on the 1.2273 territory right here. A nice good pop above it will confirm a forthcoming higher high, and yep, higher levels could be met, guys. So keep your eyes on that one. It could be quite interesting, guys, but yeah, let's see how all this is going to play out. For now, I am going to remain bullish overall as long as we remain above this upside line. But if this upside line gets broken, and then yep, now that's where I'm gonna start maybe looking at some lower areas. So guys, I'll have to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I hope you found it useful. If you want to catch my video tomorrow morning, and by the way, actually, just to let you know that from the 28th of December, so on the 28th of December, starting from the 28th of December, there won't be any traders espresso nor tea time up until the 11th of January, guys. So yep, so yeah, no no traders espresso nor tea time from 28th of January, 28th of December till the 11th of January, guys. So keep that in mind. Yes, I'll resume with the videos tomorrow and on the 24th as well, but yep, on the 25th there won't be any videos as well. So yep, yeah, just to kind of let you know. But yeah, join my session tomorrow morning, my Traders Espresso, as always, 7 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a wonderful evening, stay safe, and I'll see you later. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.